Bertie's promise. But our hero's a little late, and the house seems strangely quiet.
Marjorie, Leroy.
Where is everybody?
Is that you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Of course it's me, Bertie. Where is everybody?
Well, they're waiting for you, Mr. Gildersleeve. They waited about 2 hours before they had lunch. You've been marching all this time?
Oh, yes, Bertie. I marched so far, my feet are killing me. And I'm so hungry, I don't care.
Well, you just sit down and take your shoes off, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I'll warm up a nice...
At Caribou Coffee, the real ingredients in our handcrafted beverages make all the difference. Like the 100% real chocolate in our mochas that creates the rich flavor you love. Now that's how you boo it better. Order now in the Caribou Coffee app.
Lunch for you right away.
Thank you, Bertie.
How did you march so long, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, it wasn't all marching, Bertie. We stood there in the park for a couple of hours listening to the speeches. But it certainly was impressive. Makes a man think, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to be remembered by everyone as a man who did something for the city.
Well, sir, you the head man at the waterworks.
Well, I'm Summerfield's 16th water commissioner, yes. But a few years from now, who'll know it? That's what I've been thinking about, some sort of a monument for, Bertie.
You mean like a statue?
Well, I don't know. You think that'd be good?
Oh, no, sir. I don't care much for statues. Now, you take them 2 statues in the park. Every time I walk past Abraham Lincoln standing there, I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he's been standing there so long.
Yes. Well, what about the statue of General Fremont? Don't you like that?
No, sir. Every time I go past that, I get mad.
But why?
Because he's got a horse and I'm walking. And he ain't even going nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. I'm afraid you just don't like sculpture, though, Bertie.
Oh, yes, I do, Mr. Gildersleeve. You know what I like?
What?
That fountain in front of the courthouse with the water spraying down and the goldfish swimming around down below. I like that.
So do I. By George, a fountain, Bertie. For a water commissioner, what could be better? With a little bronze plaque on it. Not too little. Let's see. This fountain presented to the city by Summerfield's 16th water commissioner, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Then maybe some short, dignified statement like, he served his fellow townsmen well.
Sounds mighty pretty, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, sir. I can hear the water splashing in the fountain right now.
So can I. Oh, my goodness, the gravy's boiling over.
Yeah. Gravy? Bertie, I'm starving.
Well, hang on, Mr. Gildersleeve. You can't starve to death till you get that monument.
Yeah, you're right, Bertie. I'm going to have Judge Hooker put in that fountain in my will right now.
Throckmorton, let me ask you something. Why are you suddenly in such a sweat to make a will after letting it go all this time?
Well, for one thing, I think it's a man's duty to make a will, for one thing.
Yeah? What else?
Well, Leela mentioned it once or twice.
Oh.
And anyhow, I think it's a man's duty. You can't tell. Things can happen. Here I am about to get married.
Gildy, it strikes me that you're preparing for marriage as if you were preparing for the next world.
Now, see here, Hooker. That's not true.
All right. Sorry. True, but I shouldn't have said it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If I'm to draw up this will, I'm going to require certain information.
Such as what?
Well, to begin with, how much money have you got?
Don't you wish you knew?
Well, I've got to know.
What for?
Gildy, if you want me to help you with your will, you've got to take me into your confidence.
Well, all right, Judge. What do you want to know?
I ask you, how much money have you got?
None of your business. If I tell you, you'll tell everybody in town.
Gildy, what passes between a lawyer and his client is strictly confidential. You know that. Come on now. How much have you got?
Cash?
Cash.
Well, in the neighborhood of $500.
In the neighborhood?
Yes. Small neighborhood, isn't it?
It's all right, Gildy. We're neighbors.
Oh, you too?
I'd be lucky if I could put my hands on $300 right now.
Well, to be perfectly frank with you, Judge, I've got just $275. And that's not counting the bills that'll be pouring in tomorrow.
Isn't it terrible?
Terrible, the way things are. A man's lucky if he can stay out of jail.
Now, let's see. The insurance. Now, what about the rest? What about Leela? Of course, she has her own money.
Yes. I'll tell you what I thought, Horace. I thought it'd be nice to endow a small memorial.
A memorial?
Yeah, a fountain, perhaps. A memorial fountain.
Memorial to what?
Well, to the two of us. Me being water commissioner, I think a fountain would be kind of appropriate, don't you? You know, with water coming out.
Throckmorton, may I ask what you propose to endow this fountain with?
Well, with my residuary estate. With the $275. Don't you think you could buy a fountain for that?
Wouldn't be any Niagara. I think you'd be lucky to get a bird bath.
Oh. You do, huh? Well, you know, Judge, you may think you're joking, but a bird bath isn't such a bad idea.
Oh, now, Gildy.
I mean it. I've always been fond of birds. Birds like me, too. They come right up to me sometimes. And Leela's crazy about birds. She's got a little bitty wren that's building a nest in her front porch right now. Every morning she goes out and peeks at it. Yes, sir, man could do worse than have the birds remember him. Birds are man's truest friend.
I thought dogs were man's truest friend.
I'm not building any dog bath. Horace, how soon could you get this will drawn up?
Well, that shouldn't take much time. Of course, we need witnesses. I guess I'd get my secretary for one.
Oh, and Peavy. Peavy, do it. I know he's open this afternoon because Leroy's working for him. Do you think you could get it ready?
What's the rush?
Well, I'd just like to have it, Judge. I'm going over to Leela's tonight, and I'd sort of like to surprise her with it.
You'd surprise her, all right.
Hi, Unc. Hi, Judge.
Hello, Leroy. How's the drug business?
Pretty quiet. The chief is out in the prescription room, and you know what that means.
What? Leroy, that's no way to talk about Mr. Peavy. I'd like to see him for a moment, please.
Oh, gosh, Unc, can't I wait on you? I never get a chance to sell medicine. But with you, it wouldn't matter if I made a mistake.
Yep. I disagree, my boy.
Oh, just try me, Unc. I can find you anything in the store, practically.
Then find Mr. Peavy.
Honest, Unc, the chief doesn't like it if I bother him about something I can handle myself.
Leroy,
What?
wake up the chief.
Oh, all right.
Maybe we shouldn't bother Peavy if he wants to sleep.
What nonsense. Peavy sleeps 24 hours a day anyway. Oh, hello, Peavy. I hope we didn't interrupt anything important.
No, I'll just take care of you, gentlemen, and then I can get right back to it. How are you, Judge?
Fine, thank you, Peavy.
I saw you, gentlemen, in the parade this morning. Thought you both looked very dashing.
Well, glad to do our bit, Peavy. How does it happen you weren't marching? Someone told me you were an ex-soldier.
Yes, sir. I was in the artillery. 49th Field Artillery, USA.
Well, I'll be darned. Were you a gunner?
No, I wasn't a gunner. I was in what you might call the transportation end of the artillery.
Oh, what's that?
I commanded a platoon of mules.
You? That's hard to believe, Peavy. Why, the mule is the stubbornest animal known to man.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Although a mule has a mind of his own, I'll admit. But they're hard workers.
They are?
Yes, they're hard workers. And they're loyal. Every mule in my platoon was just as loyal as a jackass could be.
Gildersleeve, can't we get down to business here? I haven't time to listen to Peavy's military experiences.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm just running on. What can I do for you?
Well, you won't make a penny on it, Peavy. We just want you to witness Mr. Gildersleeve's will, if you don't mind.
Glad to, Judge. Glad to be of service. Oh, Leroy,
Yes, Chief?
this is the type of service I was telling you about yesterday. Institutional type.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got the document with you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Right here, Peavy.
Get away, Leroy. This is none of your business.
Unc, did you leave me anything?
You've been amply provided for. Sign right here, Peavy.
Unc, will you leave me your pistol that's in your bureau drawer?
No.
Oh, please, Unc.
Now, Leroy, remember lesson 1. The customer is always right.
Oh, sorry, Chief. I forgot.
All right. Now, here, Judge.
That's it.
Richard Peary. Here you are, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I hope your will gives you the same lasting satisfaction as mine has given me.
Well, I hope so, too.
I executed my will in 1913, naming my wife as sole beneficiary, and I've never wanted to change a syllable of it. Neither has Mrs. Peavy.
Well, I can imagine. Well, much obliged, Peavy. We got to be running along now.
No, I'm going to close up here myself in a minute. Leroy, you want to go along now with your uncle?
Are you sure you can spare me?
I think so.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Chief.
Good night, little beaver.
But just be two of us. Soon you and I will borrow the moon for just the two of us. Sweetly and so discreetly, we'll be completely alone. No other world, only our own. Now we must be contented with schemes about the two of us. Yes, we can have our sweet scented dreams that will come true of us. For presently and pleasantly, our hearts will be in tune. So soon, maybe not tomorrow, Leela, but soon. Leela.
Yes, Throckmorton.
I made my will today, Leela.
Oh, did you, darling? How nice.
Yeah, have it right here in my pocket. Leela, you know something?
What, darling?
Guess who's in my will?
Oh, I couldn't.
Go on, Leela. Guess, will you?
Oh, I couldn't possibly. I'm too happy to guess. I'm too happy to care about anything.
Well, then I'll tell you, darling.
Yes, you tell me.
You know that little bird that has a nest in your porch? You know the one that sings under your window every morning?
Oh, Dickie Bird. I call him Dickie Bird.
Yeah, Dickie Bird. Now, Dickie Bird has been provided for, Leela. It's all right here in the will.
Oh, Throckmorton, that's just like you to remember little birds.
See? It's all written out right here.
Oh, darling, you have to explain it to me. I don't understand about wills and complicated things like that.
Oh, well, sweetheart, in memory of both of us, I'm leaving money for a municipal bird bath.
Oh, really, Throckmorton? You're the most thoughtful man. Now, did you say bird bath?
Yes, dear.
You're leaving your money for a bird bath?
That's right, honey.
All of it?
Well, not all of it. All that's left after taking care of the children.
You mean to stand there and tell me you've made a bird your residuary legatee?
Leela, I thought you didn't know anything about wills.
Well, I wasn't married to a lawyer 7 years for nothing.
But, sweetheart, I thought you liked birds.
I do, Throckmorton, but you're nothing but a cuckoo.
Leela! Gets all upset over a bird. Leela! Can't you take a little joke?
You mean you were joking?
Of course, darling. I'm not going to build any bird bath. Tell me, how would you invest the money?
Well, when I'm in doubt about a financial problem, I always ask myself, what would Beauregard do?
Beauregard? Well, have you asked Beauregard what I should do about this?
No, but I think I know what he'd say.
What?
He'd say, Leela, child, you'd look lovely in a mink coat.
Good night, everybody.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweeten. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to listen in again next Sunday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You women are looking for extender recipes these days and all kinds of ways to make the less plentiful foods go further. Well, do you know about the product called Kraft Dinner? All by itself, a package of Kraft Dinner gives you a swell macaroni and cheese main dish fast. Enough macaroni and cheese for 4 people. And for it, you put out just one single red ration point. Now, if you have a little meat or some leftover chicken or seafood, you can extend it by adding it to the Kraft Dinner macaroni and cheese.